She was untouchable, a global icon, chart topper, box office queen. But now, the headlines are brutal. The fans are turning. And behind the glam, something's unraveling. From awkward interviews to flop projects and rumors of backstage meltdowns, Jennifer Lopez is facing a wave of backlash unlike anything she's seen before. And the most shocking part? It might be coming from the very empire she built. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see why Jennifer Lopez's carefully curated world is spiraling, and why this time, there might be no comeback. She built a brand on being flawless, the triple threat, the woman who could sing, dance, act, and never age. But when you build a persona that perfect, the moment something cracks, people notice. It started small. A few fans commenting that she seemed out of touch in interviews. Then came the failed tour announcement. A documentary that didn't land. Jennifer Lopez's latest tour was supposed to be her big comeback. This Is Me. Live was meant to celebrate a new album, a new chapter, and a full-circle love story with Ben Affleck. But behind the glittering press shots, reality was brutal. Ticket sales were embarrassingly low. Dates were quietly canceled. And in May 2024, the entire tour was scrapped. Lopez said she was completely heartsick and needed time with her family. But industry insiders knew the truth. The album underperformed, fans weren't buying tickets, and her brand no longer had the grip it once did. Her Billboard chart position? It wasn't just a tour cancellation. It was a public fall from grace. And suddenly, the woman once known as unstoppable was forced to stop. And the rom-coms that used to dominate? Now they barely make a dent at the box office. What used to be seen as ambitious is now being labeled overexposed. Even her longtime supporters are asking, is this really the J.Lo we fell in love with? The numbers say it all. Her latest film on Netflix dropped with barely a buzz. Social engagement has dipped. YouTube dislikes have climbed. And fans, especially women who once admired her, are voicing something new. They don't feel connected to her anymore. One viral post read, "She used to feel relatable. Now it's like she's acting in every interview, even the real ones." And then there's the marriage. She's had more headline-making romances than most celebrities have chart hits. But behind the glitz, Jennifer Lopez's love life reads like a series of public implosions. Her first husband, Johnny Noah, tried to leak a honeymoon video. Then came Diddy, and a nightclub shooting that led to their arrest. Her whirlwind marriage to dancer Chris Judd collapsed under the paparazzi flash. And who could forget Bennifer 1.0? A wedding canceled days before the vows, and a music video that made her the queen of tabloid culture. Mark Anthony brought stability, until she later admitted she lost herself in the marriage. Then came Casper Smart, the much younger backup dancer caught sexting behind her back. A-Rod followed, with cheating rumors and no wedding, no closure. And now, Bennifer 2.0 is cracking on red carpets and in viral videos. From love to loss, scandal to silence, J.Lo's relationships have become a mirror, not just of her fame, but of the cracks forming beneath it. Behind the scenes, money may have been the final straw. Multiple sources say Jennifer Lopez felt she was footing the bill for their lavish lifestyle, from private jets to designer stylists to their $60 million Beverly Hills estate. And shockingly, there was no prenup. That's right. Under California law, everything they earned or acquired during the marriage could now be split 50-50ths. Reports claim J.Lo wants to recoup her share of the $150 million fortune Affleck holds, not out of revenge, but because she covered the lion's share of their spending. Even their dream mansion is tangled in the drama. It was listed, then pulled off the market, unable to sell. And with Lopez officially filing for divorce and waiving spousal support, it's clear. She's not asking for sympathy. She's asking for what she believes she already paid for. What was supposed to be her final fairy tale with Ben Affleck, a decades-later love story, has become tabloid fuel all over again. They barely appear together. Paparazzi footage shows Affleck slamming car doors, walking ahead, looking tense. At red carpets, fans zoom in on their hands. Are they holding hands or not? The speculation never stops, and instead of silencing it, their silence only fuels it. And in Hollywood, no one's interested in watching you stay in love. They want to watch you fall apart. What do you think? Was this love? Or a luxury lifestyle gone too far? Do you believe money played a bigger role than anyone's admitting? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story is far from over. Jennifer has always been in control of her story, but now the story is running without her. And the internet, ruthless as it is, has found cracks in her narrative. From resurfaced clips of diva demands to awkward reactions from co-stars. From shading other artists in interviews to accusations that her team controls every moment of her public life. The same fire that built her legend is now burning her image from the inside out. And people are starting to say it out loud. Maybe she's not the underdog anymore. Maybe she's the machine. There's still a chance to turn it around, but it won't be through another rom-com, not through another perfume line. At one point, Jennifer Lopez's perfume empire was untouchable. Her debut fragrance Glow by J. Lo became the best-selling celebrity perfume of all time, earning over $100 million in its first year alone. She launched more than 25 fragrances after that, each one promising a piece of her sparkle, her style, her success. But lately, the shine is fading. Gen Z buyers don't resonate with celebrity perfumes the way millennials once did. Beauty influencers now drive fragrance trends, not pop stars from the early 2000s. And while J.Lo's scents still have loyal fans, sales have slowed. Newer launches barely make a splash. What once felt like aspirational branding now feels like a relic of a different era. And to younger audiences, the constant product lines, perfumes, skincare, shoes, no longer say icon. They say overexposed. If Jennifer Lopez wants redemption, it has to come from something real, vulnerable, unscripted. Because right now, even her most loyal fans are pausing, wondering if the woman they rooted for is still in there. The fame, the fans, the control. She's losing all three, and fast. Jennifer Lopez has played a lot of roles, singer, actress, mogul, but none as personal as being a mother. She shares twins Max and Emmy with ex-husband Mark Anthony, and over the years, she's fiercely protected them from the harshest parts of fame. But in 2022, J. Lo made headlines not for her music, but for how she introduced Emmy on stage, using they-them pronouns in a heartfelt moment at the Dodgers Blue Diamond Gala. It wasn't just a symbolic nod. It was a bold, public show of support for her child's identity, something many parents in the spotlight struggle with, let alone embrace. The moment earned her praise from LGBTQ+ advocates and fans alike, but it also triggered criticism from more conservative corners of her audience. Suddenly, her motherhood, once a source of universal admiration, became a conversation of division. And it reflects something deeper. Even in her most vulnerable role, J. Lo is being watched, judged, and dissected. She's spoken in interviews about how hard it is to keep her kids grounded while living in a world of flashing lights and public expectations. Emmy has joined her on stage, made appearances in documentaries, and is clearly walking their own path. But that means Lopez isn't just navigating motherhood. She's navigating modern motherhood in the era of identity, social media, and constant scrutiny. Being a supportive parent is supposed to be private. But for J. Lo, it's now part of the narrative fans and critics attached to everything she does. There was a time when Jennifer Lopez could sell out arenas and open movies to box office gold. But lately, her name alone isn't enough. Atlas was supposed to be a sci-fi comeback, a big-budget Netflix hit, hyped as a return to action for J. Lo. But when it dropped, critics were brutal. Jennifer Lopez isn't just an entertainer, she's an empire. From clothing lines to skincare, Vegas residencies to Super Bowl stages, she's spent decades building a brand around confidence, sensuality, and unstoppable work ethic. Her initials alone, J. Lo, are more recognizable than most full names in Hollywood. But now, that brand is showing cracks. Her This Is Me, now musical project, meant to be a raw, personal reinvention, was met with lukewarm reviews. The documentary, the album, the companion film, all launched with massive buzz but struggled to hold attention. Critics called it self-indulgent. Fans said it felt too polished, not personal enough. Even her longtime supporters are split. Some applaud her hustle, others say it feels like she's trying to prove something, instead of simply being. Because in a world that now craves authenticity over perfection, Jennifer's carefully curated image might be working against her. The question isn't whether she still has talent, it's whether audiences still believe the brand.